So I'm here on the River Findhorn. Now the Findhorn is one of Scotland's longest rivers. It's about 100 kilometres long with a catchment area of about 13,500 square kilometres. And where I am here, which is about 2 miles south of the mouth of the river, even here is a really important ecosystem for a number of fish species. Atlantic salmon come down this far and trout come down, and as such it's really popular with the local fishermen. Now in a second we're going to head downstream to the village of the same name, Findhorn, and we're going to have a look at some of the other species that we've got there, which are really interesting because we've got a mixture of coastal and terrestrial species living side by side. Everything from ospreys to terns to seals and otters, everything is along this river. So Findhorn's really lucky because it's not got just one tern species, it's actually got three. The Arctic tern, the common tern and the sandwich tern. And the reason all three of these species come to Findhorn is because the river is relatively shallow and at low tide it's uncovered, which gives rise to even more food available to the birds. Now of the three species, by far and away my favourite is the Arctic tern. It's only about 100 grams, but it can live for up to 30 years and it mates for life. And during that time, it'll go from the Antarctic summer to the Arctic summer over and over again, returning to the same nest area every year. They're easy to identify because they've got black heads, bright yellow legs, and then during the breeding season, they'll even have a little tuft of feathers at the backs of their heads. Now, in addition to the bird species that we've got here, the ospreys, the plovers, the terns, we've also got quite a healthy mammal population. We've got deer and we've got otters, although I'm yet to see any otters. And we've also got a really large colony of seals that lives in the bay here. So in the UK, we've got two main species of seal. We've got the grey seal and we've got the harbour seal. The grey seal is substantially larger than the harbour seal, and in Findhorn they live in a mixed colony just off the bay here. So seals give birth around September or October time, and the reason they do that is because they want to make use of the copious amounts of food that's available to them during the summer, before the females then come up to sand dunes like I'm on here to give birth. Now when they do give birth, the pups are very, very susceptible to being predated, and so the females actually tend to leave the pups on land and go out to feed by themselves. What's important is that humans understand that this is a natural process for seals, and that the worst thing you could possibly do at this time of year is get involved with their proceedings. Now the way that seals react to a threat is generally marked in three ways. The first one is going to be alert, and that is where the seal raises his head up, he looks around and he's trying to assess whether or not the threat is real and real enough to react to. The second stage is going to be vocalization and a slight movement towards the water. Now that vocalization is really important in a colony. As we've discussed, a larger colony means that they've got more pairs of eyes looking for that threat. And so communication is really, really important for an animal's survival. And the third one is a stampede. Now a stampede can be hugely dangerous to the whole colony and to individuals. If you imagine a 400 kilogram grey seal male charging down the beach, you can understand what I mean. So what's important is that when we're working around seals and trying to observe them in their natural habitat, we maintain a safe distance of about 100 meters. Some seals will allow you to get slightly closer, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not stressed. We all want to conserve the animals that we love so much, and sometimes it can be hard to maintain a safe distance at something that allows us to get close. However, as we go into this breeding season, I think it's really important to maintain a degree of education and understanding as to what these animals are going through. Somewhere like Findhorn is a haven for wildlife, and if you're in the area, I thoroughly recommend you check it out. It is a beautiful location and somewhere that I'm totally privileged to be part of at the moment.